after this. Well, good morning and welcome to Plugged In on this brisk Monday morning. Cool temperatures, October 30th. Tomorrow night is Halloween. Well, I guess all day tomorrow's Halloween, but tomorrow night's the big trick-or-treat time. Just a little bit of FYI, if anyone came by our church, Living Hope Christian Church, last night and didn't see the trunk-or-treat going on, it was because of the weather. We have rescheduled that for tomorrow evening, so that'll be from around 5 o'clock to 7. So if you're out and about with your kids and want to stop by, that's located at 110 West Clinton Street, just in the old part of Rogersville. We'd love to have you just stop by and have your kids get another handful of candy from the church, or stop by some other churches that might be having that as well. So anyway, just wanted to give you that little bit, and also just an apology if you made the trip over there and we weren't there last night. So there was a gentleman by the name of Carlisle who had a very devoted wife who had sacrificed everything for his sake, but he never gave her a single expression of appreciation for which her heart yearned. She came to regard herself as the most miserable woman in London, and evidently died of heart hunger. After her death, Carlisle was reading through her diary, and he realized the truth. A friend had found him at her grave suffering one day. He was in intense remorse, and he was exclaiming, "If I had only known." This morning, for a few moments for our time together, I want to share with you something that's close to the heart, kind of personal. It's not the easiest topic to share because I know that there might be those who will take what I'm going to say in the wrong way. I don't want to drag this on, have some big dramatic delay keeping you in suspense. So I'm just going to blurt it out and then follow up with the purpose of sharing this with you. I know that I'm sharing this probably, a lot of our viewers are probably those who attend church. We might have those who do not, but I'm sure that most of our viewers are church attendees. And you're probably aware that this month of October, which yesterday was the last Sunday of the month, but the month of October is recognized as Pastor Appreciation Month. So there it is. I've blurted it out, and I know that there's probably some who are thinking, he's wanting some kind of recognition or he wants to be in the spotlight. But that's really not my intent at all. In fact, what I want to first of all say is that I appreciate the congregation at Living Hope Christian Church where I serve as the minister. And yes, yesterday for a few moments, they took a moment to express to me their gratitude and appreciation. They gave to me a card and a small gift of their appreciation to me, and I was honored. And I also know that there are other churches who have done so for their pastors and maybe even the supporting staff. But here, though, is the reason that I'm going with this topic. In Hebrews chapter 10, verse 24 and 25, here's what it says. Let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but let us encourage each other all the more as we see the day approaching. And interesting, the word day there is capitalized to indicate the second coming. As we get closer to Christ's coming, we are to be encouraging each other in a number of different ways and think of ways that we can spur one another on toward loving good deeds. Now, I speak not only for myself, but maybe on behalf of other pastors, and no other pastor has talked to me or said, hey, while you're on the show of Plugged In, could you plug in this little topic? But I just felt from the heart that I wanted to share this with you because, first of all, we thank you for your cards of appreciation. We thank you for the recognition that you give to us throughout the month of October. But here is what really excites and motivates us to do what God has called for us to do. It is when you, the church, make attending Sunday services a top priority of your week. I know your schedule is busy. And I could say the same, and then there would be some who would say, well, yeah, but that's your job. But I realize our schedules are busy and hectic. But there's been a lot of times that I've really asked myself, why don't we schedule God first and then allow all the other things to come in second? I've shared a number of times with people in the past in churches that I've served that when I was growing up, there was never the question on Saturday night, are we going to church tomorrow? We might have asked the question, what time are we leaving? I ask on a regular basis, especially in high school, is it okay if I wear this to church tomorrow? But we never asked, are we going? It was just part of our weekly routine. And I've never felt as strong about this as I have the last 3 years, especially after we were told 3 years ago that we needed to stop attending church because the fear of people getting sick. Now, don't get me wrong, COVID and pandemic was important. It was real. It was affecting people. But we were told to stop having a gathering to keep people from getting sick. And yet what it did is it just caused dysfunction. And what it also caused was a more convenient way of having church. We'll just sit and watch it online. We'll sit and watch it on our TV. And so it just became more convenient. And the truth of the matter is, many of the people who grew up in church have continued this practice of just doing this, and they refer to it as church. It is not. Church is community. We all need one another. In this world that is turned upside down with the mess and the chaos that we are in, it is refreshing to be in the Lord's house each Sunday morning, even if it's just for 1 hour. That 1 hour changes the whole day and the whole week. It is encouraging for your pastor when you are in attendance. He has worked through the week, studying and preparing a lesson from God's Word. He looks forward to sharing with you each week what God has laid on his heart to share. And this is a huge way that you can show your appreciation to your pastor. And it's not just for 1 month out of the year. So I want to encourage of you to create the habit of making church a priority each week for you, your family, your community. As a pastor, I say thank you to all of you who attend and put up with our terrible jokes and sometimes boring sermons. but be reminded of what the Hebrew writer said. Let us encourage one another. It's not one-sided. We're not there just to encourage you. You give us encouragement by being present and involved. Now, next week, we're going to take the other side of the coin of that as I give a challenge to the pastors in their role. So I hope that you'll be with us next Monday as we meet together again for another session of Plugged In. Have a wonderful Monday, a safe Halloween, and a safe week. We'll see you next week.